All right, we are back for our round one of the playoffs for my high school football championship series. We just finished game one in this first round of playoffs. We saw Morgan City play Thibodeau, and if you missed that, go back and watch that. You don't want to miss out on any of the action for the playoffs. Next up is our final matchup for the day. We've got South Lafourche traveling to Ellender to play the Ellender Patriots. So we got South Lafourche Tarpons versus the Ellender Patriots in our second matchup. The winner of this game, because of the previous one, well, yeah, I guess I won't spoil anything. Go back and watch the other game, and then if you've caught the end of that game, then you already know what I was going to there. All right, let's go ahead and get on to the gameplay here. Here's what we got set up for our matchup. So here's what the matchup looks like between the South Lafourche Tarpons and the Ellender Patriots. We'll take a quick look at their uniforms for this evening. Ellender would be in their home uniforms with their alternate home pants there. So I got the blue pants on them this time with the red jersey, just a little bit different look for them. And then South Lafourche is going to be in their alternate away uniforms with their blue helmet, and then they're wearing their home alternate pants to give them the blue pants to go along with that. So again, just a slightly different look there. Real clean look for them. All right, let's get to it and see what happens. Remember, these are the playoffs. Anything can happen at this point. So we'll see who gets to advance. 8 p.m. kickoff on a Friday night under the Friday night lights in Berg, Louisiana, at the swamp of South Terrebonne, where we're going to see the South Lafourche Tarpons take on the Ellender Patriots in round one of the playoffs. I'm going to kick it off to the broadcast booth. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the other side once we see how this one shakes out.
Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. And he takes this from inside the 5. He just about popped that one for a long one, but as it is, he gives his team a lot of momentum with a solid return. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power, all those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? You've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well together.
And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it. The punt team makes its way onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. He'll make the fair catch at the 13, and they will have less than favorable field position here. And David, we've got a quarterback today who's been known for making enough plays when his team needs them.
Yeah, and listen, he's a guy that this offense is built around him. But, Jesse, he's not the guy that's going to take over. He needs the running game to get going. He needs the passing game. He needs a little bit of balance. Really good football player, but he needs the help of the quality teammates around him.
Yeah, you're right. I think the one thing we've seen with this guy is he's got to get into a rhythm in games early, right? And so whether it's running the football or getting a few completions early to get his confidence going, because once that happens, he's very...
There he goes. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Got the quick pass. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. And here comes the offense on second down. Wants to go up top. Fires left. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves them with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. He lobs one high down the left side. Catch it
explosive play.
Big play offense, and it has them threatening now. 1st and 10 from the 25. Reads it, fires complete.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on 1st down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for a quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 13. They go to the ground. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And he got nothing, and the line of scrimmage is still the 5-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. Into the end zone, he's got it! Touchdown! If you're able to move the ball in a drive like that, the most overrated stat in football would be field position.
Agreed, and I think confidence is big right now after that last drive. To be able to flip the field like that, not just do it, but go down and score a touchdown. Running and throwing. For this offense now moving forward in this game, that last drive is going to pay big dividends.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So a drive there of 85 yards. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's going to bring it out. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Touch pass on the jet sweep. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Dumps it to the back, and he'll make the grab along the sideline, but he's not able to get to the 1st down marker. They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 27. They'll try to run for it. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. They bring the punter onto the field now. 2nd time today they've been forced to punt. Might have thought he'd want to try to pick up a few yards there, but he's content with making the fair catch right around the 35-yard line. Motion from the wideout. With jet sweep pass. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. On the direct snap, it's Morgan. Spins away from the defense. They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough for the 1st down, and they might mark that down to use the Wildcat again. He's got it on the right. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Give to the running back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. Now he's going to break the pocket. Across the 35. He gets the job done, picking up the 1st down, then getting down. They've swapped ends of the field, and we're ready to go in the 2nd. First play of the period, 1st down here. officials take a break to let him be checked out. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. And off from the shotgun. Makes one man miss. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Ball is at the 42-yard line, close to 4-down territory. Here's 3rd and short. They'll try to get it through the air. He's got an open man. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41.
It's all about critical downs and distances on defense. You want to be great unit defensively, you've got to be good on 3rd down and in the red zone. For this defense giving up a 3rd down like that, that is just a gut punch.
They'll put it in play from the 41 on 1st down. zone will put the ball at the 2. Power ahead. Takes it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half. Running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And he puts through the extra point. So it's a 73-yard touchdown drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Quickly out to the tight end. And a 9-yard gain on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. The offense will quickly use a timeout. To the air on 2nd down. Snagged in the middle. It's Dillon. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the big fella. Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. After that last completion, it's 2nd down. And they'll get to the line and spike it to stop the clock. They'll snap it from the 48 on 3rd and short. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. A strike downfield. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. Wants to go up top on first down. Quick strike complete. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Fellows, many thanks. Happy to provide a break in the action to kind of pour over exactly what has transpired so far. And we'd be remiss if we didn't start this halftime report by giving props to this superstar tight end. He's been almost, you know what, check that. He has been unguardable with that unusual blend of speed, size, hands, and route running. He is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Either way, it's time to find out. Back to the best in the biz for the start of this 3rd quarter.
We are just about ready to start the 2nd half. He'll bring it out. It's Peyton. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. They keep it on the ground to open the 3rd. Pushes ahead for 2. They'll mark it at the 17. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They bring the punter onto the field now. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. And we'll see the offense make its way onto the field here, hoping for a successful drive. Looking to throw on first down. Almost had the completion, just missed it. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. See what they dial up on 1st and 10.
They run it, they get the first down, and look at the offense.
short of the first down. Looking for a chunk play on second and short. Caught behind the line. It's Williams. Turning it on. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. Motion from the wide receiver. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Lost one on that last one. It's second and 11. They'll run play action. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up and pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion? Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on fourth down. Gets it out fast. Ball is loose. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover. The decision to go for it does not pan out. The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Just gets it to the 20, a pickup of 1. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. They're going to run it. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to go.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves him with second and 4. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. Here they come, first and 10 from the 48. Gives it on the option. Oh, he's got some space. They bring him down with the big play. Will move the sticks.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
They keep count of their number of explosive plays, and that last one has them set up first and 10 at the 19. Defense there to stop him after he picked up a yard. Ball's at the 17. After picking up a couple, it's second and 8. Keeping it on the ground with a single back. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on first and goal. Trying to pick it up on the ground. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Gets it into the end zone, but way to pretty sizable comeback to win this one. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. Throws to the wideout. Whips it into his hands and then waltzes it into the end zone. Touchdown.
Salt into your wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and give me another touchdown.
Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Guys, this offense will go back on the attack. The give is to Williams. Solid run, picks up 6 and gets it to the 28. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Power football with the run. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. From the gun, the ground game. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Finds his big tight end. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down.
Well, that play never had a chance on 4th down. They're trying to catch the defense off guard, throwing for it, but no protection. Quarterback didn't have an opportunity to step up and get rid of that football. Give the defense credit, man. Tremendous aggression there on 4th.
Here comes the offense back onto the field. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded. The run is coming. You know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting a push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
On the run, it's Peyton. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. From the 22 on 1st and 10. Leaves it with the running back. Able to move it ahead a couple of yards. He gets it down to the 20. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. They've got it in field goal range, but they'll try to convert this 3rd and long from the 20. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. And they'll run the field goal unit back out there. This kicker has already banged a couple through. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And now this offense will take the field again. From the gun, the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Wide receiver going in motion. Jet sweep headed to the edge. Shoots his way for more. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32. With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Use the play fake, now to throw. Got him downfield. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Looking to throw on first down. The sure hands, it's Williams.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
He'll sneak it and try to surge forward. They'll put it in play from the 40 on 1st and 10.
And David, on 3rd and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
They'll move the wide receiver. He'll try it again. Picks up the first down, still moving. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. To the air on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to pass. He'll take a shot. And he takes it in the end zone for a touchdown. A little window dressing here at the end of the game.
I know as a coaching staff, you're always trying to find positives that you can build on, and it's nice to see your team continues to fight. It has been a slog up to this point. No points until finally breaking through here in the 4th quarter. And they're going to go back and watch the film, and they're going to see what worked on this drive and maybe try to build on that the next time out.
And the extra point was good. They marched 78 yards down the field. The deficit is huge. This one is all but over, but they'll keep trying and line up for the onside kick.
And that is why they're called the Handstein people on onside kicks. Great job jumping on that ball.
And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. He stopped at the 32, picks up 10 on the play and gets the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback on the keeper. Makes his man miss. Runs through a tackle. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Doing damage on the ground as he runs it down to the 11-yard line.
All right, that does it for game 2 of round 1 of our playoffs. A disappointing end to the season for South Lafourche as they lose to Ellender by a score of 30-7 and not scoring their 7 until the final 2 minutes of the 4th quarter. Really struggling there for South Lafourche. So let's take a quick look at the stats as we always do. Ellender came out pretty strong, pretty solid game for Ellender. Big day through the air, 186 yards, 2 touchdowns for Justin Billiot. This was that Wildcat play that they ran, if I remember correctly. And then a big day running the ball too. We had Drake SJ 17 carries for 89 yards, and then Jamal Payton stepping up 10 carries for 71 yards himself. SJ getting the one of the touchdowns on a tough run there. Billiot even racked up a couple of runs on his own there. 2 carries for 37 yards as he scrambled a little bit. And then receiving wise, we've got Parfait there with 115 yards receiving and a touchdown, and Salters, the tight end with a early touchdown catch and 44 yards receiving on his own. Oh yeah, sorry. Here we go. Blocking and go on to the defensive stats. I don't recall any turnovers, but we did have a few sacks in the game. Nothing really jumping out there, just a couple of sacks. And the tackles for losses. Kicking 3 for 3 on field goals, including a long of 43 yards. And just one punt for Ellender in this game. Let's go to the South Lafourche stats now. Filinich, not a bad day, 20 to 25, but only 164 yards out of those 20 completions. One touchdown, but that didn't come till the end. They just couldn't get in the end zone and couldn't reliably move the ball in this game. They also kind of squandered an opportunity there right before halftime. And then I don't know what the deal was in the third quarter with that replay of the catch and then the fumble. They said it was overturned, but they gave the ball to Ellender anyway. The only thing I can think of is um, as he had caught and was fighting for yardage, because it looked like he caught it beyond the sticks, but then got pushed back behind the sticks and was fighting to get back into it. So the only thing I can think of is that as he came down, uh, they ruled it a completed catch, but they ruled it completed short of the first down. And so since it was a fourth down play, it went back to Ellender anyway. That's the only thing I can think of. Unfortunately, we don't get explanations in in the video game. So that's the only thing I can think of from that play, because when I was watching it, I was like, well, he's definitely made the catch and was down, so it shouldn't be considered a fumble. But yeah, so okay, I don't think there were any sacks on this end. Doesn't look like it. So these are the defensive stats. Kicking stats, nothing to show there, and punting stats, 4 punts for 182 yards. All right, that does it for this game, as I said. So let's take a quick look while we're here. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the standings that we have. So this is how everything ended in the season. And what we're going to be seeing is basically we've got the top 4 teams, or the remaining teams. Terrebonne, South Terrebonne, Thibodaux, and Ellender have all survived. Terrebonne and South Terrebonne, of course, having the bye week this week, which means we're going to be seeing Thibodaux going into South Terrebonne to play South Terrebonne next week in the semifinals, and then Ellender will be traveling to Terrebonne to play Terrebonne in the semifinals. So obviously I don't have the schedule set up for that yet. I'll have to work on that this weekend, but that's what we are looking at.